live?
Happy New Year.
Are you doing live?
Yeah.
Oh.
I love you.
I was gonna ask you if I can have more time on my game.
There you go.
I can't. You changed it to 12. Remember?
No, it's already turned off. Let me check it out.
How you doing with your live?
I got cut off by YouTube. So I had to start it over on this phone.
Really?
See if we get at least 5-10 people in here. All right, here's the app. So it shows up in here, and it says that it's already. It's good. Let me take a look. Oh, I guess. Wake up. There you go. You guys are good, and you guys can stay up all night. Just for tonight.
Come on. I'm waiting for my kiss. Excuse you.
Love you.
Okay. Bye bye.
Robert's back. You're the only one, Robert. You are the only one. Man, everything is so. My eyes are so tired, brother. But it is 2026, and I am happy to be here doing this. Now, if we get more people to come in here, I'm actually going to let them call my phone, and let's see if that works. Mad Rush, how are you, bro? I don't know what happened. So this is the iPhone. I'm using my smartphone now to see if that actually sticks. Now I had I set up the live to be used on my desktop, and let me see. I texted her earlier, so if she's out, she's out. Or she's probably with family. You know, it's a new year. She's probably with family. And then plus, maybe a lot of people thought that I was gonna get on here earlier than what I did. So let me send a couple of messages. Happy New Year to my folks here. Happy New Year. Yeah, a lot of people have to work tomorrow, I guess. All right, we got that. Well, we'll see if we get some if we get some people in here that might want to call in. I will go ahead and open up that phone line. And hopefully they behave when they call in as well. All right, who do we have on the chat right now? Let me see what this is here. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. I don't know what the hell was the trip with that live. It could have been the AI video, whatnot. Let's see. All right, if you want to call, it's 425. Let me see if I can chat in here. What? All right, I can't chat on there. So let me see if I can chat on my laptop here. Let me, because I won't be able to do that phone call if I start chatting on my phone. So let me see how I'm going to do this. All right, there we go. Let me go ahead and put in. All right, so you can call the phone number 425-583-1155. And let me see what you have to say. Let's see if we get this. Make it a good call. Who's calling?
Hello, this is Dennis Herrera.
Yes.
All right.
Who's calling?
What?
Who's calling?
My name is Josh. I will not be giving a last name. I'm just watching your stream.
Oh,
worry.
you don't have to give last name. I'm talking about on the chat username.
Oh, Kid Gruesome.
Gruesome? Okay. What's going on? You have a question or a comment?
Yes, it's just I noticed that you're MAGA, and I'd like to discuss some things with you if you'd want to.
Yeah, of course.
So first of all, I am not a Democrat, not anymore at least.
I don't care about parties. Don't worry.
Yeah, because the 2024 election showed me that the Democrats are a very weak party. Like literally, they have no plan. They just expect the left and the liberals to vote for them because it's their only option. But now we realize we have other options who are actually left wing.
Yeah.
I do not support Trump. Just letting you know, I don't support him at all. But I definitely think the Democrats have fallen low.
Yeah, fair enough. Did you have a question for me?
Yeah, I was just wondering, what truly makes you believe in MAGA?
Well, as I mentioned many times that I used to support more Democrat than Republican. And I'm not a true Republican. It's just the way that I voted was not on emotions. I try to make a rational decision. And one of the things that I realized is, I supported Barack Obama, for example, okay? Everybody likes Barack Obama because they say he speaks well, he knows how to communicate, etc. And he failed me and millions of Hispanics. And a lot of promises that he made, he didn't keep. Now, I understand because I am actually getting more deeply into politics since I'm going to be running for governor here in Washington State. I realize that there is things that the president or governors, which they're both commander-in-chiefs, right? But one is for a state and one's for the country. There's things that they cannot do that they need the legislature, the branch, to do in order for them to do that they promise. Like, for example, both Barack Obama and President Trump, they both tried to pass immigration reform for the DACA document holders to become residents. For some reason, the legislature department branch, I don't know why I call them department, the legislature branch said no. And, at least both of them tried to do it, and they were denied by Congress. And so I have to look at this. Okay, so when the thing that broke me completely was COVID-19. They demonized me. They took away my rights, literally.
How so?
The right to worship in church. They locked us down to where we couldn't worship in church, but they allowed thousands of people to protest, to gather on the streets and protest. And that to me tells me that's evil. If you're going to make a rule that the country's locked down, I don't care if people are protesting, that's the First Amendment. So is worshiping. And they chose to shut us down. And they put pastors and ministers in jail because they opened the doors to their churches so that people can come in and worship. So I'm against that. Number two, I was told that I was going to lose my job if I didn't get the jab. And that is true. My job told me if I didn't get the vaccine, which I didn't believe in, that I will be fired. Now, in all fairness, I read the what do you call that? The side effects. I read the side
Yeah.
effects of the vaccine, and it did mention that it will complicate conditions in my heart. It can cause enlargement and all these other things that can kill me. Okay, and the only reason why I took the jab is because one of my nephews was getting married in Honduras, and I didn't want to have to go through the hassle of all this, testing and swaps. And so I took the shot, the vaccine, and I took 3 shots after that. So I got 4 shots, and my health has declined. Not, I'm going to say it's because I'm getting older, right? Because I can't really tell, but I'm going to tell you that I didn't get sick as much as after I took the vaccine, and I really hated that they demonized me. They and I'm talking about they as in Democrats, the party that I supported, right? They demonized me, and they were violent towards us, and I didn't appreciate that. And not one Democrat politician stood up for us, and it was the opposite. So something had to change. And President Donald Trump, regardless of his past, right? I have a history. I don't know how young you are. A lot of us have histories that, well, some parts are shameful, not in the same sense or the same level either, but nonetheless, we've all made mistakes, and the difference would be, did we learn from that mistake? Did we gather wisdom by the consequences that we received by making those mistakes? And so when I decided to vote for President Donald Trump, I voted for him because he promised border security. He promised America first. And I understand, as a father, as a business, I understand that I have to make investments outside of my regular job, which provides for my family. So I know President Trump has to go across the world, etc. And so when I voted for him was either all in to win or all in to lose. That's how democracy works. If we vote for somebody, it's because we believe in everything that they stand for. And I do. Now, I don't worship President Donald Trump. I worship God. I pray to God. And I said it before before he won, I said he's going to be president because this country needs a businessman. Whether he has all these failures is irrelevant. The information that he carries is important to me. So I'm with Trump 100%. And the Make America Great Again, if you don't know, the slogan is actually not President Trump's.
It was Ronald Reagan.
That's right, baby. I love it. And so I like it. It's true. And people hate this. They think this is racist. It's ridiculous, brother. When I stand for immigration, federal laws to be respected and not broken, they call me a racist. And I'm like, okay, you know what, dude? I am sick of the party that just because I contradict them, they start calling me a racist, a fascist, a bigot, and all these other names. I'm sick of that. I cannot belong to that party. I have disagreed with Trump. I know people don't notice which ones, but I have disagreed with them. They don't call me a racist. They don't call me fascist. They don't. The Republicans don't say that to me, and that's the difference. But that's just me. That's my opinion. I don't expect anybody to do or believe or feel or say what I do, but I do want to have patriots that can make common sense decisions and stop judging others as if we are perfect ourselves. That's where I'm at with that. I hope that helps.
All right. Do you mind if I give you a rebuttal?
No, go ahead. There's no rebuttal, and just tell me your opinion.
Well, first of all, you mentioned the vaccine thing, and I just want to let you know, I know they work. I've had them many times. They are perfectly safe, but I do believe in a person's choice on their own health.
Yeah.
And that they shouldn't be required to get the vaccine if they truly feel uncomfortable or feel they may suffer adverse complications.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. I respect that, and I'm with you 100%. What was the purpose of the vaccine?
The vaccine is a preventative measure to make it so that when you get the disease, your body gets acclimated to what the disease causes. Therefore, it uses... Think of it as the vaccine. Think of it as in they put a little bit of the virus in.
Yeah.
And it's not much, but it's enough that your body can fight it off easily.
Yeah.
Now,
Small dose
when the virus comes back,
that's exactly. You're right. You're right on point. I know exactly what your answer is, and you're 100% correct. You still with me?
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. I'm sorry. My iPhone's been messing up, so I gotta ask. Okay, so the follow-up question to that is, do you remember what Fauci told us? What did Fauci said the vaccine would do?
I do not recall
what you said. What you said is perfect. 100%. That is the basic of what a vaccine is supposed to do. We're supposed to get a small dose that our bodies can acclimate. No, what's the word? That our bodies can fight, just like you said, right? Have a better fighting chance. Okay, what Fauci said is we would not get COVID. Like, we will have no symptoms. We will not get sick if we had the vaccine, which is a lie. Every vaccine has a very high chance that you're going to get sick, like the flu. You take the flu shot, you won't get sick. Maybe you will, maybe you won't, but there's always that chance. So Fauci said that we will not get sick. Okay? I took the 3 jabs, like I told you. I've had COVID 4 times. One of them was horrible. It was it attacked my lungs in a way that I have never experienced before. And, I decided not to get on a ventilator. I decided to practice my relaxed breathing. It was painful. It was suffering. I researched teas to help get rid of some of the stuff, any viruses that might attack the system, our lungs for a specific. And that's what I didn't like about that whole thing. They made President Donald Trump look like the jackass. And, he made a joke about bleach. Man, they let him have it for that joke. Completely. They let him have it. But you know what? President Trump got sick. He took the medicine that he was recommending to other people. And look at him. He's 81 years old. He's stronger than I am. He's better golfer than I am, for sure, 100%. But I got to see both sides of the story, I'm not saying President Trump is perfect, but right now, he is perfect to be the president for this nation, because our enemies, they're bullies, and we need a bully in the office. What do you think about that?
Well, I like that both sides argument. In my opinion, the way I started finding my personal politics, I looked at both sides. Let's get on. I'm sorry. Where did we leave off? I'm sorry. I got all lost.
Fauci with the vaccine. You don't know what he said.
Problem is, I think people who don't want to get the vaccines constantly get confused with anti-vaxxers. The people are like, oh, vaccines cause autism, and they're putting microchips in our bodies. The problem is there's people who don't want to get the vaccine for other reasons other than conspiracy bullshit. And the thing is,
that's fair.
I'm all for medical freedom.
Yeah.
I'm all for people choosing to get the vaccines or not. But the problem is the stigma that has been put on people who don't get the vaccines. And I personally agree with you on that no one should be forced. And I truly believe that. The problem is people tend to mistake the fact that vaccines, yes, there are side effects, but getting COVID is still much worse. Like, even if you get it and it's horrible, the vaccine still could have saved your life. It still could have prevented you from dying, or further getting a worse version of COVID. That's the problem. It's not a cure. It's not like gonna completely prevent you at all from getting it.
Yeah.
But it may have side effects. That's the problem. Nothing is 100%. There's no such thing as 100% cure. There's no panacea for any of this.
I'm with you.
And that's where I think lies the problem. It's the stigma we put upon certain things. And that's mainly the problem.
Okay, and I'll share something personal, okay? I didn't allow my children to get the vaccine. I didn't allow my wife to get the vaccine, and she chose not to. my father-in-law, who was told he would die a decade earlier because of his diabetes, was very advanced, really bad. You know, his organs pretty much destroyed, no kidneys.
I'm sorry, I have to go.
Okay, all right. Hey, thanks for your input. I will go ahead and say it to the chat. Have a good one, buddy.
All right.
Happy New Year.
Bye.
Bye. You know, my father-in-law got COVID-19. He got sick. He didn't die. He survived. My wife got sick. I barely even saw the symptoms. My children got sick. Barely saw the symptoms. Me, the one that vaccinated, I thought I was dying. No joke. No joke. So I appreciate... You're awesome, dude. I appreciate the call. You know, if you have questions, right, by all means, call in. All right, thank you for calling, buddy. I appreciate you. Anybody else wants to call in? The number's still pinned on the chat. You can ask me a question or you can make a statement. Happy New Year, buddy. 00. Start from scratch. No hate, no negative. Let's go forward with positivity and facts. If I disagree with you and you disagree with me, we will agree to disagree as respectful gentlemen, as respectful people, okay? I promise I won't call you names unless you call me names. All right, so go ahead and call 425-583-1155. It is, the phone number is on the chat. You can block your number by hitting *67 first. No problem. No problem. I understand, guys. Don't worry. Fresh. Oh, shoot. What happened? Fresh, you want to call in? You want to say happy New Year? Any of my members in here, subscribers, anybody can call in and just do a quick shout out. Quick shout out and hang up. Don't tell a life story. Unless you want to share a story. Cutting edge, thanks, bro. The problem is the vaccine comes now in a black box. All right, thanks for calling. Who's calling?
Quick shout out, Dennis.
Quick shout out. Let's go. Robert, what the hell, bro? Man, I didn't mean that quick. I was about to ask something. Forget it. No promises. Love you, brother. I love you too, man. I love you too, man. Fresh, you have been a you have been a big supporter. I think I got a lot of subscribers because you were out there asking people to subscribe. So I appreciate you. Thank you guys for calling in. All right, who's calling?
Terrence.
Terrence, what's going on? Happy New Year, bud.
Happy New Year.
What do you got? A question or a comment?
Well, a comment. I just wanted to follow up in regards.
Yeah, go ahead.
Happy New Year.
Yes, sir.
Just a comment in regards to following up in regards to what you were saying in regards to the vaccine.
Yeah. What's your experience with it?
I always assumed and thought, since I'm 55 and even with the flu shot,
Yeah.
and my mother was a RN director, they put the symptom in you, and like you said, they put a certain amount to try to get the immune system to fight it,
Yeah.
to help you build and fight with a type of immune system for your body. Now, you don't have to be sick.
Yeah.
But you will catch the flu or the virus, because it seems to me it's like being a guinea pig. It's
Yeah.
a testing factor.
Yeah. Absolutely. We were guinea pigs. All of us were. The problem that I have with the vaccine, it's not that the vaccine, is that they forced it on us and they took our freedom away and our rights to choose. That's the problem. See, that's why when Robert Kennedy was had that hearing, remember that he said that the COVID-19 will no longer be mandatory, but people can still get it if they want to. And the Democrat Pocahontas, I'm sorry, I still got to use the names, brother. Pocahontas was arguing that if we do that, she says, people are not going to take the vaccine, meaning that we have to force it, make it mandatory. And,
Absolutely.
And that's the crazy thing, that it should be a choice, kind of like what, I think you said that. It should be a choice. It shouldn't be mandatory. And, the whole argument on my side was, okay, well, if the vaccine is very good, you take it. But don't force me to take it.
Because, I agree.
Because it doesn't matter where you get your COVID-19 symptoms or sickness from. If you believe the vaccine is going to keep you safe, then, well, you should take the shot yourself. Don't force me to wear a mask. Don't force me to take a shot. Don't fire me for not taking the shot. Don't stop me from worshiping in church because I don't take the shot. And the worst thing is what? We saw Nancy Pelosi getting her hair did, right?
Yep.
When no other one could. We had Gavin Newsom, her nephew, having dinner with friends, no problem. Everybody else, shut down government, shut down country, shut down world. You know what I'm saying? And then you have protesters by the thousands, by the way, probably sweating and rubbing on each other and breathing and coughing and doing all these things. And that was okay. And that's how I know that the government was corrupt.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. The only thing I have against Trump on that was not that he was wrong, because he was right about the cure, right? But he was wrong in a way of, I mean, he was new as president, I guess, right? Not much experience as a president, how much power he has. But in a way, he even though he fought a lot, right? In some way, he got punked. They blamed him for the COVID disaster. And remember, he's the one that says, we don't want people from China coming in here. And when they went against him, he's like, okay. Eventually he changed that. And then boom, everybody got sick, and that's what I have against him. But I don't blame them. Again, I just have that against, like, bro, you should have just stuck with your guns. And, now that he's on the second term, he knows the power of the executive branch.
Absolutely.
And the judicial branch cannot tell him how to deal with the world. And we need Congress, obviously. Legislature needs to be there to make laws, to make things easier for us here nationally, right? And even in cases of war. But for some reason, whether Republicans or whether Democrats have the majority in the Congress, these mother don't ever pass immigration reform laws. And
exactly.
And that's a big, huge problem for me. So I'm going to say this. What I have learned from President Donald Trump, it's that when we do fight, as a governor is not the same as the president, okay? But I was naturalized citizen, so I can't run for president. That's just how it is. Plus, you need a lot of money for that. But you can promise that you're going to run on immigration reform, and probably nothing's going to happen. So what I say to people, what I promise people is, we're going to be transparent. When we bring the bill to talk to the Congress, it'll be a live feed for everybody, even YouTubers, YouTube creators with thousands, if not millions of followers. They're going to be in there, and they're going to be go ahead and sharing the news as they catch it, if they want to be there. I think transparency is really what people need. Don't we have
to bring it to the representative of the House?
Correct. Yes. So, but
Yeah.
you do have to make that transparent. Meaning is, hey, listen, I'm going to do this, but we're going to record it. Well, we're going to air it out live. The people need to know. They have the right to know. They pay taxes. They put us in office. We need to be transparent.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, I can't wait to write executive orders to do audits to allow the federal government to come in, audit paper rolls, and all this other stuff. It needs to be done. The people need to know where this NGO's money is going and how your taxes are being used, because it's not fair that every time that we abuse the budget, your taxes that you're paying, that you don't know where the money went.
Absolutely.
I think that that's what I learned from Trump, that we need transparency. And I know that he's doing a lot of things. So they haven't really done much transparency lately, but I hope they keep it up again in 2026.
Well, when it comes to the immigration laws that he's trying to pass or what he's trying to do, shouldn't it be in his own house before he tries to put it in other people's house? Because they are the hardest working people that live in this country as we speak.
Yeah. So the one thing that I believe on immigration reform is this. We're not going to reward illegal immigrants that just broke the border, the law, and came into the border illegal. We're not going to reward that behavior because it sends the wrong message. On that. Yeah, it sends the wrong message to the world. But
that's being transparent. I agree upon that, because we're not talking about the ones that have broken the law to come in this country.
Yeah,
we're talking the ones that are been here and that are working hard to make them, to give their families a better life.
Yeah. So here, I'll give you the example before I tell you what I'm going to tell you. You ever work for a temporary agency employment?
Of course.
Okay. So what happens when they get you a job, a temporary job with a contract, 3 months, 6 months, whatever it is? What happens when they give you that contract to work for that company? What is something that can happen to you?
You can be fired at any time. But I have worked for a temporary agency. I'm going to say something. I have worked for a temporary agency where I went in with my experience, where I got the job on my own out of the temporary company, and they hired me immediately because of the way I spoke, the way I carried myself and presented myself, and my experience.
Yep, there you go. That's
and I got more money from them.
Yeah.
Because with the temporary agency, you're not getting compensated for the work that you're actually doing.
Yeah. Well, they have some regulations, and they have changed that. Well, here in Washington is different because that you can't apply for a job personally if the temporary agency's already contacted them. But the idea is the same. So if you get a temporary job, okay, and the company loves you because you're a hard worker, you're smart, they want you, they will pay the fee to the temporary agency, and they
bought me out.
Yeah, exactly. So they will buy you out. Okay, so that's what happened. Okay, that's legit. Okay, so I think the same way when it comes to immigration. We have had, a lot of people that really qualify for asylum, qualify for refuge. I'm okay with these people running a criminal background. Let's see what you've been doing with your temporary papers, right?
Right.
If you have no felonies, no criminal record, by all means, please, I want you to be a resident. And then
no. I had a criminal record.
Wait, you're an immigrant?
No, I'm not an immigrant. It wasn't a felony.
Misdemeanor.
It was exactly.
That's not the same.
I got it expunged from a felony.
Oh, okay. Okay.
See, I went further and got it expunged. A lot of people don't know about that.
Yeah. So the idea is that if you have proven to behave, you should have a chance. If you want to stay in this country, my question would be to qualify you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why? If your answer is just, well, I'm a hard worker and I need to provide for my family.
No.
That is not what I want to hear. What do I want to hear?
Well, the question, what was the question again?
What would I want to hear if you have a temporary access? I'm gonna quiz you to see if I give you a green card.
Okay.
Why do you want to be a resident?
In regards to being getting a green card.
A green card, yes. Why do you want it? Convince me. It's an interview, right? Convince me that that I should give you one. Tell me what you're gonna do. I already gave you the hint, but what would you say?
I want to be a citizen
No, just a green
I
card
want-
holder, not a citizen. You're not there yet.
Oh, I'm not there yet.
No, you're not there yet. No, I don't trust you. I don't trust
see,
you.
that's the problem. It's hard. It's a hard question.
You want
So
me to answer it?
I'm trying to think.
Well,
excuse me. I'm
it's-
trying to
it's
think
okay.
as a immigrant.
Yeah, well, I'm an immigrant, so I can answer it easy.
Okay, I'm trying to think as an immigrant, and I'm trying to think very openly
Yeah,
and transparently.
yeah,
Okay, so if I was an immigrant and I want a green card,
yeah.
if I have the option to get all the information in regards to becoming a legal citizen and get my green card here,
Yeah.
I would have to go through all the steps that they have as far as policy and protocol of the government.
Okay. You want me to tell you what I say?
That's what I would think, but I don't trust the government.
All right. So, if you don't trust the government, you can never be a citizen.
I know. I'm just saying. I would be hypocritical in regards. I still would have to do it if I have to sacrifice.
Well, when I got
So
my
give me the answer. Give me the answer.
when I got my green card, I was 15 years old,
Oh wow.
and we had to fly back to Honduras for the interview. By the way, that is the final interview. You go back to Honduras, and you have to interview with the consulate. And I already spoke English. I had a heavier accent, but I spoke English already. And so he asked me, mind you, I'm still a minor, but he's asking
Yeah,
me.
15.
Yeah, he asked me, he says, why do you want to be in the United States of America? And, I've always wanted to come back to Honduras and live there. I didn't want to live here, but my mom was here. The rest of my family was here. And of course, I want to be with my mother. That's what's important to me. And so I said, we asked for permission for 2 weeks because right now I'm in school. And, we're going to start football here pretty soon. So I'm going to play American football. I want to do my school. And, the United States of America has better schools. It looks like it's a better country. I love it. And I said, I want to be part of it. And maybe one day I will be a good citizen for the United States of America. The guy just went, he get a little, what do you call that? Like a little, not a giggle, but, like this kid.
Yeah.
Right?
A smirk.
Like
a
this
smirk.
kid, right? This kid. And he says, okay, move this side, come back at 4 p.m. Next, that was it. We came back at 4. They already had my passport stamped with their green card, residency, blah, blah, blah. And then I got my green card in the mail,
So you told them basically what they wanted to hear.
Exactly. But of course, you had to mean it, obviously. The truth is that I didn't want to be a citizen because I always wanted to go back to Honduras. And the one thing that bugged me the most about being a green card holder is that I could do everything that an American citizen can do except for voting. Meaning I'm not we the people, because I don't have a voice. I'm just here as a visitor, green card residence. I'm still an alien. I'm not a citizen yet. So
when do you get your citizenship?
So there was a 5-year waiting period where I could have applied for the citizenship. I didn't do that. After 10 years, I renewed my green card. After another 10 years, I renewed my green card. And a half a decade later, I went ahead and applied for the citizenship because I couldn't vote for Obama, and I couldn't vote for Trump the first time. So that's why I became an American citizen, so that I can be part of we the people. That's why people, when I say the Constitution is for Americans, is because I have always respected the Constitution in the manner that it belongs to American citizens, not to migrants, not to illegal, not even to resident green card holders, which now I'm kind of biased, right? Because, okay, we'll accept that. But I always thought that I was not one of the people until I became an American citizen and I actually got a voice to be able to say who can be in office. And if I lost, which we did, right? The second time,
Right.
We did lose. I never said Biden is not my president. The digital pen wasn't my president, but Biden was. You know, I didn't like some of the things that the Democrat administration did, but I don't blame Biden, to be honest. As much as I know his whole history in Congress, the guy is a douche. He's a racist. I get that.
Of course,
but
of
that
course.
didn't even bother me at all. What bothered me is that I saw Nancy Pelosi like a bunch of demons behind him, and they just used him as a puppet. And they did everything that they wanted. And they hated Trump. Every single thing Democrats wanted, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, all of them. Looking back, not one of the things that they wanted to do, they couldn't do.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with that. So, I mean,
Okay.
yeah, I try to be in the middle. I mean, it looks like we're just Republicans here, but the reality is that I want people to forget about the party. Put your country first, and then you can put your party second. If you want to have a party.
That's what I look at in regards to the people. I look at it as far as the people before the government itself, because everyone in that power position, you know, they are all puppets.
Yeah.
It's just a puppeteer show.
Yeah.
You know, so the people have to start looking for the people, and we have to stick together, because right now it's in the end times. So you have to keep your faith. You have to keep your focus in regards to what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good, man. I appreciate your comments. Thank you for listening to me.
All right. Thank you. And I appreciate everything that you're doing. Much respect.
Appreciate you, man. God bless you. Happy New Year. Let's do it.
God bless. Happy New Year.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
do it. All right.
Later.
I'll talk to you later.
All right. Anybody else that wants to call in and ask a question or share your opinion on something, just like the last caller did. I'm sure you guys can follow that. Become a members. Look at Fresh. Fresh is always working on it. Oh man, Alan got sent to timeout. There, Robert, man. When I said keep it brief, I didn't mean hang up on me when I'm going to ask you a question, man. You know what? I really hope, like on the real, I really hope that the rest of the Democrats, I understand there's going to be some people with mental problems and they're not going to be able to, you know, change their mind. I understand that. But I really hope that this 2026 year, that the truth comes out about anybody, including President Trump, if that was something wrong, blah, 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 whatever it is. What I truly, really want is I want to see Democrats say, I don't like Trump, I don't like this, I disagree with that, but right now this is the best option that we have. And to stop fighting us and just go with us this time and see what happens. I really want just Americans to come together, and we're going to continue to say libtards and retards, and you guys can continue to say whatever you want to me, but let's have some dialogue. Ask me a question. Give me a comment. Here, we got a call right here. All right, who's calling?
I did exactly what you said.
Robert, stop messing with me, man. Stop trolling.
You know I'm a smart ass, Dennis.
Yes, I know. But you buy me coffee, and I appreciate it.
Hey, you said to do a quick call, do a quick shout out, and hang up, so I did.
I gotta be careful with what I say from now on. Dang, take me literally. God bless you. I just wanted to say God bless you and your family. My love to you and your daughter. I know she's gonna be getting married. I'm excited about that for you guys. I wish you all the best. 2026, brother. We are hoping for many things to come through and true, so that Americans really truly see the goal that we're trying to reach, and that is prosperity and freedom and peace for everybody here in the United States of America.
Yep.
That's it.
We need
Let me go ahead. Let me answer the other call. Now I'm going to hang up on you, like you did for me.
Hopefully we can get a bunch more subscribers to join too.
We got to reach that 100.
Yeah.
Let me see if I'm getting another call. I think somebody's trying to call. It's probably my wife telling me to get back inside the house. All right. Love you, brother.
Yeah, I love you too. Bye.
All right. Sorry about that. You can go ahead and call again, bro. Whoever was calling. Happy New Year, my love. Happy New Year, everybody. Let's see what else we got on the line. All right. Who's calling?
Hi, good evening.
Who's calling? What's your username?
My username? I have no username. I have a legal name.
If you want to give your legal name.
And I'm actually a U.S.-born citizen, unlike your Honduran desperate ass to try and kiss ass and make sure that you don't get deported. But you're going to get deported soon anyways. I was born in the USA, not like your Honduran kicking ass. Now, you want to debate? Let's debate.
What's your comment?
Come on, are you afraid? Are you scared? What's my comment?
Yeah. Where do you want to start?
No, where do you want to start? Let's debate.
Sure. Well, first of all,
Vámonos chile pelón.
Chicano, huh? Okay. Well, first of all,
You're always scratching your skin, bro. What's up with the herpes deal?
it's okay, bro. If you're not gonna be respectful, you might as well just hang up.
Oh, but you're disrespectful to other people, calling them overweight when you're overweight, right?
Like who? I don't know anybody. I can't see nobody on my chat.
You've made those comments before.
But I don't see anybody.
You know, supposedly you think you're so intelligent. Do you know what the word mendacious means? MENDACIOUS? Do you know what mendacious is?
What's your point?
Do you know that word? Have you studied it?
Hey, Happy New Year.
No, my point is you're mendacious. You have insulted people and you're mendacious. Do you know what mendacious is?
Do you know what retarded is?
Mendacious means you're a liar. MENDACIOUS.
If it was true, you'll be right to say it, but it's not true, so I don't care. What's your point?
If it was true. No, you've made many comments insulting people physically and this and that, pero no tienen los huevos para hablar, güey.
Like what? I know you're drunk already, but what are you trying to say? I'm giving you a chance, Essay.
Oh, no. Charlie. Why don't you spend time with your wife and your family instead of trying to get online and panhandling, getting money, little $1.99 and $5.99 and $2.99. Take care of your family, ese.
Yeah? How much money have you given?
Yo soy ciudadano americano.
Yeah?
Sí.
How much money have you given? You care so much about my family.
Yes,
How much are you given?
USA, you're not an American citizen, and you're scared, and you block people, and then you get all offended with your little Great America MAGA. Okay, está bien. Mira, déjame te digo algo, chile pelón. Si tú entiendes, chile pelón.
Hey, hold on. I gotta hold on, okay? Hold on, SA. Somebody actually put a $50 super chat. El Chingon 9279 says Happy New Year 2026. Best wishes for you and your family. Also to all of your fans out there. America first. El Chingon, gracias mi hermano, gracias. Gracias por el amor y el apoyo. All right, well, let's go back to the drunk guy.
America first.
I'm sorry. Start over. I was talking to the chat. I'm sorry.
What is America first?
America first. You have a heavy accent.
No, está bien.
You have a heavier accent than me. Are you sure that you were born here? I don't believe. ¿Sabes qué? No te creo que eres americano, nacido acá. Tienes un acento más pesado que yo. Tu inglés es peor que el mío, cabrón. Vamos a hacer. Hang up. Let's go. Guys, if you're drunk, I'm going to give you a break. But don't test me, all right? Hey, that is true, bro. El Chingon. That is the first super chat of 2026. My man, you are now el más chingón. You're the first one. Unbelievable. So, guys, you heard the way he sounds. I get it. You know, I get it. He's been drinking. That's not a doubt. Not a doubt. But tell me, did he have a heavier accent than I do? I think he did. I'm telling you, I know our accents. I know our Hispanic accents. Roberto, was that you? Was it Roberto that called in? For some reason, that's the face that I see when I hear the guy talk. My wife is laughing at this guy. Hey man, the chingon, you went above and beyond, brother. First super chat of 2026, and you told that drunk guy, shut the hell up. Berniel, feliz año nuevo, hermano. Happy New Year. Gobernador de California. Vamos, amigo. All right. You guys can call in. Go ahead and call in, that girl. And you can ask a question or just give me a comment. It's okay. It's no big deal. 2026, new year. Let's go. All right. Go ahead.
Hi, good evening.
You are not that girl.
I don't know what you're thinking of.
there's a user, that girl that wanted to call in, but
What do you want? A different accent? What are you scared of? You're the one that has the
this the same guy? Oh, why you hang up?
heavy accent.
You
hung up.
No, I didn't. Hey, I got witnesses here.
You know you hung up.
Okay, so here's the thing. I said this. Okay. So now I am gonna hang up on you. Okay. So no insults. And the machine gun just made a second donation super chat here. This guy, bro. I don't get it, man. Hey, drunk guy, shut the hell up. Oh man, I love it, bro. Thank you for the support, man. That's awesome. So what I said to him is, if he wants to call in, he's just insulting me, right? I don't understand. Like, this is your chance. This is your chance to dialogue with me. I know that people get upset because of the words. If I say those fat people and retards and libtards, what do you care? If it's not true, if it's not you, what do you care? He comes in here and says, my love, did you say hello to Bernil? Make sure you send him a message. The one thing is, like, you know, he's like, oh, you should be with your wife and spend time with your family while you out here panhandling. You know, if he really cared about my family, if he really did, because he doesn't care. But if he really cared about my family, he wouldn't be clowning on my panhandling. He will be supporting. He would be putting money where his mouth is. And instead of Chingon comes in here and puts 100 smackers down. One of them so that he can go ahead and tell him to shut the hell up. That was amazing, bro. All right, who is calling?
Hey, it's that girl.
That girl. See, that's okay. That's a girl's voice. Okay. What you got, Mama? You got a question or a comment? Happy New Year, by the way.
Well, I'll just say, first of all, I'm totally on the other side.
Okay.
But I respect the process.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why people do what they do.
Yeah.
And
It's
I
hard.
really, I'm really on the other side because I don't like the cruelty that I see. I don't like the abuse and all of the things that I see happening.
Yeah.
I'm not part of that. Fortunately, maybe even unfortunately, I'm a Black American female. And I just couldn't conceive promoting someone that is doing that to my people.
Yeah.
Even if it's not directly, my people, if it's, I'd say African or Caribbean, even you.
Yeah.
Because brown nations are under attack right now. And I just really want to understand, and it seems like you're logical. I just ran across you tonight.
Oh, thank you for coming in.
Yes, sir.
What
I don't want to be mad at people that support Trump. I really don't.
Yeah.
But it's hard not to feel some kind of way. I don't say you have to be angry, but you got to feel some kind of way.
Yeah. No, it's really hard. It's really hard. And I was talking to my wife about a week ago or so. We went to eat at this small Mexican restaurant, and we're sitting there eating, and I'm wearing my MAGA hat.
Yeah.
And so I had this Mexican guy kept staring at me with hate in his eyes. I get it.
Yeah.
But other people, I'm not a small guy, I'm a big guy,
Right.
And so some people, I don't know if they're intimidated or they just understand. We know that we're not supposed to be here illegally. And I'm sitting there eating with my wife, and I'm looking at the family. I kid you not, and my wife is witness. She's on the chat, by the way. She won't let me lie. I sat there.
Wife.
And I sat there and I was watching, almost teary-eyed. It breaks my heart, the thought of seeing people like this deported. But at the same time, if this is not their country, if they're not.
But it is, though. That's the whole point. It is. I mean, how dare somebody that doesn't pay rent at your house come in, tell you what to do, and then tell you, get the hell out of your house.
Yeah. Why do you think it's their country?
I understand that we have laws,
yeah,
and I respect the law, so I understand what's going on. And I think if it wasn't done so cruelly, I'd be able to appreciate it. But with the cruelty that they're exhibiting, I can't do nothing but have flashbacks. Yeah. I'm not even 60 years old, and I can remember seeing a little girl water hose, holding her mother's hand as the mother was hosed, going, being sprayed down the street, and my mama grabbing me and running into a store covering my eyes.
Yeah.
I remember traumatic experiences.
Yeah.
And no matter what Black Americans tell anybody, everybody has looked down on us, so to speak, and when I say everybody, not individually, I'm talking about collectively, have looked down on Black Americans, and we've done nothing but loved everybody, wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
And we are some degenerates right now. My race, it has become degenerates, but we haven't become that because that's what we are. We were called that and forced into assuming that position, so to speak. Because, I look at Mexicans more than anything because my city that I'm in, we're mostly Mexican and American.
Yeah.
And the Mexicans, they're like we used to be. We live 50 in the house. Because it wasn't that we were trying to save anything. It was because we were family and we loved each other. you know?
Yeah.
And I just look at so much of our I won't say culture because everybody has our culture. We don't have a culture because everybody steals it.
No, we
You
have a
know?
culture, but it's just a mix. But why do you
No,
think?
I'm talking
Okay,
about when I say we, I'm not separating you because I just told you I see us collective as a
yeah,
collective
yeah.
body,
That's what I mean.
but
We do have a culture as Americans.
we don't. We
I see it
don't.
all the
I'm talking about
time.
Black Americans. I'm
Well,
not talking about
well,
Americans.
you're American. That's what
Yes.
matters. Anybody that is American
No,
has
it
the same.
don't. Not in America.
Yeah, you have to assimilate and accept that you are American.
Oh, I am American, but
Okay.
I'm just saying you can't just stop at that when you're Black.
Here, watch.
And unless you're Black, you can't say that.
I'll give you an example of what I mean.
Yes. Okay, Don.
So if I go to a Mexican restaurant, I'm not Mexican. Okay, I'm Honduran.
Yes.
I'm Honduran.
Right.
But because they are Americans and I'm also American, then I can say that is also my culture. I because we're Americans. See, we got Mexican cuisine, that's part of culture. In your case, for example, for Black Caribbeans or whatever the Black descendancy comes from, when you have become American, your traditions become my traditions. So your food becomes part
I
of
don't
my
agree
culture.
with that.
Yeah, no, that's what we call assimilate, and that's what I
Well,
that's what I believe.
I understand that we assimilate.
Yeah,
but that don't mean that
but
that's
if you
our culture.
but if you think that it is not our culture, then you're not assimilating.
No, I disagree. Assimilate does not mean that I'm going to change. Assimilate means that I accept accept you, you accept me, and we can find common ground.
Okay, I'll give you a better example. I'm from Honduras. I am a Mayan.
Yes,
I'm a Mayan descent. I'm mixed with Spaniard. We grew up with Black people from actual Africa, not from the Caribbean. We have Garifunas, we got Asians. Everybody in Honduras, we call ourselves catrachos. You see, there's no black or white over there.
But see, that's
Everybody's
what I just said
culture,
in America.
I understand. But what I'm trying to give you is an example of why I think that way. Everybody, that whatever the blacks ate, whatever the Asians brought in, any cuisine that they brought in, we have assimilated into one nation. So we became one people. Is there still prejudice? Yeah, of course. And what's funny is that the prejudice that I saw in Honduras was within Black people. I'll give you a story. Okay, true.
Of course.
This is a true story.
Because the darker you are, the more you have to defend who you are.
Okay.
And that's with every culture.
All right, I'm going to give you a story, okay? I'm going to give you a couple stories, just real quick ones.
Okay, I'm listening.
I had a friend, his name was Raul. Raul's family, these people were so black, they looked blue when the sun hit them. And I don't mean that as a joke. There's still some tribes in Africa that are so black, like dark chocolate, right?
Oh, I know, yeah.
Okay. So we're walking down the street with his uncle. And there is a word that means, hey, come over here. Nega banigi. That's how you say it.
What is the word?
Nega banigi. Nega banigi. Yeah, come over here. Vente pa acá. Right, vente pa acá. And so so that
Sí, hablo poquito el español.
Okay. So vente pa acá. Nega banigi.
Okay.
It sounds like a little bit more familiar when you say it that way in Spanish. And
Yes.
so Raul's uncle listens to this. They call them Garifunas because they speak their native African language. It's broken down
I've
English,
heard
but
that.
broken down Spanish. But, yeah, so he calls him out like that. And this is what he said. I was laughing. I was only like 7 years old, okay? But I was laughing. He said, "What the hell did you say?" In Spanish, obviously. He said, "What the hell did you say?" And the guy said it again. And I was like, that means come over here. Because my friends, I know the language, right? And so he's like, "Do I look like one of you?"
Yeah, right.
I looked at him and I'm like, man, I ain't gonna say it, but yeah. You guys look exactly. Okay, look, second story. I was in the islands of Honduras, okay?
Yes.
There is this black, Bay Islands girls. They're out there. They're doing massages. They're braiding hair, and so I saw this lady with her son, and she was gonna give me a massage right at the beach. It's clean thing, right at the beach.
Right.
And I saw. I was
got
like,
you.
oh,
Look, I've been out of the country, so I know how the beaches
Okay,
are.
okay,
Everywhere.
awesome. And so I said, I'm gonna help her out, right? I mean,
Right.
And so I said, how much? And she said, well, if $30. And I said, for how long? She said, for 30 minutes. Well, that's how it is here, right, in the States. And I said, okay, sure. And at the her son, which was 7 years old, was the one that massaged my legs and my feet. And I'm like, whoa, no, don't put the child to work. What's wrong with you? You make the money. So people were making fun of me, right? My nephews that were with me, they're making fun of me. Like, oh man, you got ripped off, you got scammed, you got a little 7-year-old massaging you instead of the woman. And I was like, hey man, listen, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I did it to help her with her son.
That's
that was it. So the next day we get another black lady. Same story, mama. Same story, mama.
Please don't tell me she got a child.
No, wait, no. This one didn't have the child with her. But it's two black girls. They're just as dark skin, okay? And she goes, would you like a test for the massage? And my nephew started laughing. He's like, wait. How much? $15. And she goes, for 30 minutes. And they're like, oh man, he got charged $30 yesterday. And a little kid actually massaged them. And she goes, who? And he goes, that one of those black girls over there. And she turns around. She says, yeah, man, those black people, you can't trust them. They will scam you. And we looked at each other and we're like, oh my God, lady, she's lighter than you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, true story. So with that being said, I come to this country and I didn't know how divided the different skin tones, the different ethnicities are in this country. And I'm going to tell you, because I have the experience of being one people in Honduras.
Right.
I have not experienced.
Everywhere else.
Yeah, I have not experienced so much violence from any other group more than the black people. And no,
because we're angry.
I know.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because we're angry. We're angry that all of these different nationalities have come over here, and you look down on us like we're not good enough and we're not doing enough. And you don't know what we've done. Most of you don't know our history. You come here and you go through the process of becoming a citizen, and they don't teach you the real history. And we're angry. We're sick of being looked down upon by everybody, everywhere, because of the misconception.
Yeah.
But we were never a people that handled our anger, our frustration, our disappointment, our love. We never handled our stuff like we do now. But before we knew it, we had been molded into something that we're not. We looked like what they've said we were all of our lives. But we were not like that. This generation right here, I'll say my children on down, are the generations that are just like they said we were.
Yeah.
And it's been made to be that way.
Yeah, I see that.
But we need to get back to my question.
Yeah.
I understand all of the cultural differences. And see, I'm a different kind of American black woman because before I ever left the country, I understood outside of this country. I didn't have to go to Honduras to know that I didn't go, but I don't have to go there to know that there's a bit of a racial divide, but actually there's a unity there.
Yeah.
I don't have to know that people might be hungry, but they're happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have to be in another country to know that the forces that come in and destroy are outside forces. You know, I don't have to go anywhere to know what's out there, because I've had to move my whole mind away from this place in order to survive it.
Yeah.
And that's why when people look at our black women that dress disgustingly, in my opinion,
Yes, ma'am.
you got to understand what position we've been put in that brought us here. We've always been a modest people. I'm telling you, if my mother and her sisters and those generations was living, they would be weeping right now at what we've become. We would never even talk back to our parents. Now, just yesterday, I spoke to a young man that hadn't spoke to his mother in a year because he's angry with her. So what I'm saying is, I understand we have differences, but we gotta realize that what's being done by this movement that they have going right now is destroying the world, not just our people. And when I voted against Trump, I voted against Trump. Not because of what he did last time, because of what I knew he was going to do this time, because I believe in God. And unless God allows it to happen, the God, it's not going to happen anyway. And even to this day, he's done some awful, awful things to a lot of people, but I don't hate him. You know, I don't hate none of the MAGAs.
Like what awful things?
I mean, everything he's done.
Like what?
Okay, because you asked. If somebody asked me just normally, I'd be like, if you don't know, I'm not going to share you. But I'll just say the deportation itself. Okay. I can go through stuff that people aren't really talking about because I sit on the phone most of the day and I'm internationally versed. But I'll just use the deportation, for instance.
Yeah.
There's no reason for all the exploitation of it. There's no reason for the brutalization that's going on. Yeah. There's no reason for it.
Yeah.
They could go right now, door to damn door, and pull every foreigner out. 9 times out of 10, many of them are not going to resist. They can pull them out. Load them. They could have been doing transporting planes all day, every day for all this time that they've been doing, and probably wouldn't have spent half as much money.
Uh-huh.
And they could have accomplished the same thing because they're deporting people indiscriminately.
Yeah.
So if you're going to deport them indiscriminately, just support them. Just say, everybody line up. What can you do?
It would be easier if it was that way, wasn't it?
Right. And it would be more palatable. But to rip mothers from their nursing babies.
Yeah.
And I saw this. I had a dispute with a friend of mine. I have a few Mexican friends because I love diversity. You know, I'll go up and start talking to people just because. And I had a dispute with this young lady before the election.
Uh-huh.
I said, you know what? I care about your people more than you do. And I feel like I do because when I heard that there was a possibility of anybody that had anything to do with child improprieties, any kind, whether it's physical, mental, whatever, those are children. That's the only way we know God still cares.
Yeah.
And if I didn't know who did what, I didn't give a damn. All I know, that's your friend. He did it. He's been convicted of it. So if he did it, even if you didn't do it, you might have a tendency to do it. So I'm not going to put you in charge of my child. And I knew when they started talking about deportations, they had already split families up. And we know this country is founded, they call it capitalism, but it's not. It's capturism.
Yeah.
We capture you and sell you. That's what this country is. And it's okay if that's what you do. But for me to endorse it by giving you my vote, I just couldn't do it.
Okay. So thank you for that comment. I think that your feelings are correct. You don't like it. I don't like it. Now, I don't like to tell black people how to feel, but I would tell you this, and you know, I'm not going to ask you a question. I'm going to just tell you why it's happening. But I'm going to start off with the history in Honduras. When the Spaniards came over, they raped our women. They pillaged. They took our gold. They took our minerals. They took everything to Spain. Spain looks gold and beautiful because of our gold, and they raped all our women, etc. They enslaved us. Blah blah blah. Okay, it is horrible history. I learned this when I was in second grade. I was hating Spaniards. I didn't like them. I was so upset that I learned this horrific history on second grade. Second grade. And then I realized, wait a minute, but we speak Spanish. I'm looking at my history. We didn't speak the same language. We were killing each other.
Right.
The Mayas were decapitating us. They were taking our hearts out on a rock. So I started thinking, listen, there was nothing good in the Mayan times, in the indigenous times. So I learned to appreciate the history that we do have today, put that past, as horrific as it was, left it there, and just started appreciating what we have today. And we teach our children to not interpret bad history with hate and resentment. Now, that's just my part. You are the black
that's
woman.
What we do too.
Yeah, that's your. You tell that to your people.
That's the misconception.
Yeah, but you tell that to your people because I can't. Even though my kids are black, it doesn't matter. I still can't say anything to people. So
but your children aren't black. See, that's something that really, that's what one of the things that infuriate black people the most. Black, every other race says that they're black only when it's convenient.
Right.
But we can't take it on and take it off.
Yeah.
You know, we don't speak several languages.
Yeah. So
we can't say, well, the hell with this country. We going to our country.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, but I'll get to the immigration part so that you can see why I stand the way I stand. As a migrant, I was taught that you never come to this country regardless of how poor you are in Honduras. You don't come to this country illegally because you bring shame to our country, to our nation. You are a traitor coming to another country saying that your country is the most horrible. You just don't talk bad about your family to strangers, okay? And we consider every illegal immigrant that comes to this country a traitor to Honduras. With that being said, the reason why, okay, number one, President Donald Trump didn't make the immigration laws. But Barack Obama was he deported 3 million plus, and they were mostly Hispanics. That's my people. And President Trump is just implementing the law. And the only reason, there's a few reasons, but the main reason why ICE has to go and do what they're doing, it's sanctuary cities are protecting the hardest criminals of the criminals. And when sanctuary cities protect criminals, there is
how do you know they're protecting criminals though?
Because they're not giving ICE information for illegal immigrants that are in jail for committing murder, rape, or any other of those crimes.
Well, see, let me before we go on, we can move on, but let me.
Well, I'm trying to get to the point because you have your feelings hurt because of what you're seeing.
No, I'm ready to tell you something.
That's what I understood.
I'm ready to compare something.
Okay.
When you go in, if you're a drug addict and you have committed the most heinous of crimes, you know, they're changing the system now. You can go into a rehab center, and police cannot arrest you until you're released from there, or the court orders don't usually pull you out of a drug treatment center.
That's only a right for citizens.
You have to finish your program. So my whole thing is, some are heinous, some go there and, you know, get in trouble there. But the whole point is, everything we hear is not true.
If they are illegal, They don't have that right. They don't have rights.
And I believe that you're absolutely right.
Okay.
And
So
there
that's
are
the
laws
problem.
in place. There are laws in place for that.
Yeah, but that's the
There are
problem.
already laws in place for that.
See, those laws, that there's a due process for American citizens and residents, and there's a due process for illegal immigrants. By coming in here to this country illegally, they're already deplorable. They have to be deported. By just coming here illegally without permission. If they work in this country, it doesn't matter how hard worker they are breaking the law because they have no authorization to work.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the problem is that because sanctuary cities protect these people, see, they don't have the rights like citizens and residents do. They need to seek the help in their country, not here. They're not authorized to be here.
Baby. Now, we know, come on now. See, that's the kind of stuff.
No, we can't make excuses. They're illegal, they gotta go.
Your country. Let me just
make it quick, because I gave you 26 minutes already, and the people are telling me they
have.
Okay.
Your country has not destroyed your country. Countries have not destroyed themselves.
The people
They have been destroyed by pillaging, wars,
nope,
and all kind of stuff.
Not Honduras. The people have destroyed that country. Not foreign, no foreigners. Our own people.
Baby, the way they destroyed it, I guarantee you, if you go back in your history,
it doesn't matter.
And it don't have to, and history could be 10 years ago, actually. I bet you one thing, it wasn't all your people. And even if it was, they were pitted against each other. We see the game. See, that's why I don't understand.
We're not victims.
We are victims.
No, we're not victims.
But we don't have to live in our victimhood.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. We're not victims.
Victims overcome all the time.
We overcome it every day.
Right, but that don't make you less of a victim.
But some people choose not to overcome it. That's the problem.
I know, but see, little things like what you just said, that takes on a whole different life.
No, it doesn't.
You said we're not
you're
victims.
halfway there.
Yes, we are.
No, you're halfway there.
We can't live in our victimhood.
Sweetheart, you're thinking on a religious and emotional way.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I'm thinking what's real.
Yes, you are. Because you don't acknowledge that the fact that these people are here illegally does not give them any rights.
And I said yes, and I said you're correct.
Okay, but you're complaining.
And foremost, illegally was at the border.
Okay, well, maybe I misunderstood what you say, because you're doing this whole victim mentality thing
we are
that I don't understand. We're not victims. Okay,
mentality.
there you go. That's why we disagree. We're not victims. We got to pull ourselves up by the bootstraps.
Let me ask you something. I understand what we have to do to come
last
out
question.
of our
Go ahead, last question, and I'll give my final thought to the chat.
But you never answered my question. Why do you support this government?
I just answered it to you. I respect the law, and they're respecting the law.
But that ain't. But
they're implementing the law.
If you respect the law, does the law have the right to abuse people?
No, but do citizens have the rights to obstruct FBI agents?
Does the law have the right to hurt American citizens?
If they misbehave,
yes. Does the law have the right to exploit?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, then you not only respect the law, you're indoctrinated into the law, in my opinion, because even the law can be wrong.
Listen, when I see Americans, so-called citizens, obstructing justice, FBI, ICE agents, federal agents, my opinion on that, sweetheart, let me tell you something.
Illegal,
they are doing the law. It's not illegal.
It is illegal.
It's not illegal
for no reason.
No, they're not citizens. That's not illegal.
Some of them, many of those people.
You have to understand something. I don't care.
Okay.
The law doesn't care a citizen. If you are committing,
because my question is still the same.
Okay, I already answered it. I answer it, but you don't agree with it.
Still not clear.
It's very simple. It's very simple.
30 minutes and I'm still not clear.
Sweetheart, you believe that they're doing something illegal and they're not.
No. That's not my question. My question was, why do you support this government?
Because
I'm
they're
not talking
doing the
about
right
just
job. They're doing the
immigration or
right thing.
anything.
That's why.
Pardon me?
They're doing the right thing.
No, but that's not an answer.
That's why I
That's not
support
an
it. What do you want me to
answer.
say?
No, okay. You ask me why I support what I support.
No, I don't care.
Oh, see, but see,
The-
that's
why-
what I'm saying.
No,
See,
why would
when
I
y'all
care?
Support. I mean, if you stand on something,
Yeah.
you have to have a foundation.
Yeah,
If your
Constitution, the law of the
foundation
United
is,
States of
I don't
America.
care about nobody else.
See, but you missed the whole point. This wouldn't be happening the way that it's happening if your people, since you voted for Democrats, if your people didn't stand in the way. It wouldn't be like that.
Sweetheart,
Let me give you one
this is
example.
what I don't-
Honey,
but
I
that's
cannot
not-
be on the
but
phone
listen
with
to
you.
me.
I
You're
cannot be
still
with you
not
so
answering
long.
my question.
I already answered it. You don't like my answer.
Yeah, you talking about because they what?
They
That's not
are
an
following
answer.
the law. That's
you
why.
Said you don't care. You said you don't care about my answer
Because
But
you don't
see,
accept my answer.
My answer, what my answer will give you, I care about your answer.
No, you don't.
because
No, you
it helps
don't.
me.
You don't care about my answer.
I do.
No,
I do.
you
That's
don't.
why I told you I
You
don't
don't
accept
care.
It. It's not
Let me
enough.
tell you the difference between caring about an answer. The way that I will show care for an answer, it's okay, that's your opinion, I understand. But you don't accept that. You said no,
Because
they're not,
it's
and you
not
are
complete.
okay. So you're not respecting my answer. You're not here to convince me. I'm not here to
No.
convince you.
Okay, if you want to call it disrespect, okay, I'll go with that because I don't want to harp on that too much because that's irrelevant. What I've asked you.
You already
is,
asked me, and I answered.
but you didn't, and you know why you're avoiding it because you can't. It's policy. I'm asking you about policy and procedure.
Yes.
You give me an answer that I can give you about anything.
What did I say was the answer?
I vote for my. I want to hear.
Yeah. What was the answer?
I vote. Huh?
What was my answer?
Your answer was something like because they're doing basically the right thing.
They're doing everything I voted for.
Right, exactly. And that's what I don't understand.
That's my
What
answer.
exactly did you vote for besides deportation? What else did you
Everything
vote for?
that they're doing.
I'm just asking you what.
Everything.
Well, okay. Well, let me tell you what I voted for, and then maybe it'll give you a gauge of how deep I'm trying to go with this. Because it's not that you're not answering; it's that your answer is incomplete. What I voted for or was voting for was the protection of children. What I voted for is the protection of human rights. What I voted for was to have a government in there that would at least try to work across party lines. What I voted for is civility. What I voted for is non-criminal activity. What I voted for is transparency.
Yeah.
And if you, I mean,
But I thought. I'm sorry. I thought you said you voted for Democrats. My bad.
see.
I thought you said you voted for Democrats.
Get you a couple of
That was my
coins
fault.
like that, but-
No, that was my fault. I thought you said you voted for
was
Democrats.
hoping-
I was mistaken. I thought you said you voted for Democrats.
I was hoping that we would get to a point where
Wait,
we would
answer that question.
because
Am I
you were
wrong?
I still think you're intelligent.
Did I misunderstand what you said? I thought you said you voted for Democrats.
I know. I hear you. I hear the pun in your.
No, is it yes or no? I really want to know.
You don't have to say it 50 times. I hear it. I heard it.
Okay,
the
so
first
the
time.
answer is
But
okay.
it's
So you did voted. You did vote for Democrats, but everything that you believe,
you can't even say why.
sweetheart, you say you voted for Democrats, but everything that you said,
you voted for your party.
because everything they're doing is right. Everything that they're doing.
But
Everything,
that's not-
policy,
hey, I can say
international,
that about my
attacking
party.
Venezuela, border
Point it out.
security.
Point it out.
I already
Point it
said it.
out.
You're not listening, hon. Here, I'll give you
Point it
some
out.
points. Border security, children's safety.
Children. No, you didn't say children's safety. Where
Jesus,
the hell
lady,
are the
wait.
children?
Let me ask you a real question. Are you
Where
drunk?
the children?
Are you drunk?
Where are the children? Where are the children from Biden's administration and Trump's administration?
You mean the 400,000 missing? Okay, you're drunk. I'm sorry. I gotta let you go. I gotta let you go. Okay. Listen, I don't know. Like, if people want an answer, you gotta. She sounds like Kamala. Everything she said, it's exactly. I think she voted for Trump. If she believes everything she just told me, I think she voted for Trump. Because you see, Trump is trying to secure the border. By securing the border and by doing all this illegal immigrant expulsion out of this country, it takes the incentive to bring children, to traffic children illegally into this country. We had over 400,000 missing children. We have found thousands of those children, and we're bringing them to a safety. The Democrats stopped us from doing paternity tests to make sure that those children are safe and that they are with their family members. This is what this drunk lady didn't let me say. So everything that she said, it's exactly what our Republicans are doing right now. But she doesn't want to see that because she doesn't like Republicans. She doesn't like Trump. Her brain has been cheesed. That's just a new word I put in there. Okay? So I am sorry, that girl, but you have to let me talk. You started with a victimhood mentality. Talking about blacks are angry, talking about blacks are oppressed, and all this other stuff. Well, I don't buy that because we had the same history. Why is it that I wasn't born in this country? Why is it that we have the same history, except you're black and we're Indians? Why is it that I am able to say Honduras as a whole is one people? Why is it that I'm not born in the United States of America, but as an immigrant, I respect the laws more than you do? See, you have half of the information, as they say. This is the first drama of 2026. I was hoping that the Democrats will have a little bit more open-minded to the situation. You know, if I said she defended the criminal illegal alien, when I said that ICE is going out doing what they're doing now because sanctuary cities were not allowing us to grab the illegal immigrants from jail. She automatically started into defending them. Well, some of them are drug addicts and they need to have some recovery. No, that's not for illegal immigrants. They got to go back to their country. She didn't want to hear that answer. She was defending the criminal in jail. That is the difference. Now, when I try to explain to her that the reason why ICE is out there doing what they're doing, she ignored when I try to say that citizens don't have the right to go block ICE. They don't have the right to obstruct any FBI or federal agents. Citizens and residents will get arrested, and I will pray that residents don't do it because you can lose your green card and then you can get deported. Let me give you a brand new information, since you guys don't seem to understand how immigration privilege works. If you become a naturalized American citizen and you go do obstruct justice, the federal agents, you can lose your citizenship and get deported. This whole victim card and this whole you can't touch me, I'm a citizen, it doesn't fly. The law is the law. When a federal agent is conducting an investigation, you cannot obstruct that investigation. The simple fact that you touch a federal agent's car can get you arrested. That's unbelievable to me. I don't think that's going to change. I don't think it's going to change. The libtards are still in here talking smack. I don't think it's going to change. Weekend says, Dennis, we know what you said. Next caller. Let's see. Please, please, please have common sense and ask me a question or just say a comment. All right, who's calling?
Hey, Dennis, what's up?
Please, brothers, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, my man.
What you got?
So listen, tell me exactly what makes you different than the immigrant. You just said you're an immigrant, right? And you respect the law and respect the way things are structured. What is it that makes you different?
I follow the law. You're new to my channel, right?
Pretty new, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I just follow the law.
You follow the law, but do you feel you have a chip on your shoulder? Do you feel like you're above the average immigrant?
I have a responsibility because I made an oath to this country.
Yeah, that all sounds beautiful and stuff, but what's your situation financially?
Average guy.
What's your financial? Are you an entrepreneur? Are
Yes,
you
sir.
a 1099 individual? Okay, so that'll put you ahead of most of these immigrants. Now, in terms like these immigrants have been a part of our country for how many years? For how many years? Decades, right? Upon decades, right? Starting new businesses, they were allowed to purchase homes. They were allowed.
You talking about legal or illegal?
What's that?
Are you talking about legal or illegal?
Illegals
were
able to get a mortgage. Okay.
They shouldn't have.
You're saying they sure have.
No, they shouldn't have.
They shouldn't have.
No, they shouldn't have.
Who made the rules? The same people that are taking it away. And what do you think is happening to those properties? Are you taking advantage of that?
No.
There are people right now taking advantage of those situations that you don't hear about in the media.
Yeah.
You don't hear about the short sales that are going on.
Yeah.
And these people are getting deported.
Yeah.
And they have tons of equity and they're not even going to have access to it. Because you think a broken family, when the father is taken away and deported, you think they're going to be able to handle that? And that's just one situation. What about the businesses? When you go to Brooklyn, Queens, Los Angeles, and all those businesses that they were allowed to take out loans to be able to function and mobilize themselves and expand their businesses, and then suddenly it gets taken away because we got too many of these immigrants now. Okay, all of a sudden it's a change overnight. Do you feel that was fair or reasonable?
So a comment and a question. You ready?
Yeah.
All those illegals that got loans and put businesses or worked, they took that away from American citizens, rightful migrants that have papers to work here. The question is, are you going to blame the ones implementing the law or the ones that broke the law?
Both were happening.
Yeah, but who are you going to blame? Are you going to blame the person deporting or the ones that allowed them illegally into the country?
There's no correct answer. You blame both of them because both of them occurred.
No, we have a law, so we have a choice. We have a law.
Yeah. So the law is, right, if you want to make any changes to your home, you must notify the town. There are thousands of people, probably even you yourself. Did you call the town and tell them that you expanded your master bedroom and possibly added a bathroom to you? Do you understand if they were to switch that on the regular? Now, this is talking about a law that has been established, but many don't follow it. And one day they're going to pull that card on regular people that own homes. And all of a sudden, hey, did you get a permit for that? Here's a $20,000 fine, or you got to break everything down. All of a sudden, there's going to be a construction boom, because they have this card that they could always pull on you. Yeah. That's how they operate, and that's how they only operate. So people to talk about this thing, but not really talk about the hidden hands that are in there, the hidden manipulation that's occurring. You probably know about it, but you don't talk about it.
So,
right?
Okay, so you didn't really answer my question, but that's okay. So, the way...
Who do you blame? Who do you blame? The person breaking the law?
Yes.
Or the person making the law?
The one breaking the law.
Yeah, I mean, listen, at the end of the day,
100%.
law is law. Law is law.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
When Jesus came,
No,
and
no,
when
no,
we're
no,
talking
no, no,
religious,
no. Separate the church from the country law.
Sure. I mean,
Okay.
they
Yeah. Don't give me an example without Jesus.
All right. I mean, that's the law I follow.
Yeah.
But
No, but we don't follow. We don't live under the law of Jesus. We live under the law of the United States of America. Every country has a border that needs to be put. The reason why we have a border, my friend, is this. I understand your points. I believe me, I feel the same way. I wish that everybody can stay here, but that's not how it works, because we're inviting enemies to come in through all these innocent people as well. So unfortunately, we cannot allow any of them to come here illegally. If people have been here for decades, well, their decades past due from deportation. I can tell you, in the 80s, I used to listen to women talk, and some of the women will say, you know, I'm going to get pregnant, I'm going to go to the United States, I'm going to give birth over there, and then I'm going to go ahead and make me an anchor baby. This is the talks that we have in third world countries, because they feel that the only way to avoid poverty is to come into this country breaking the law. They don't make an effort to come into this country legally. So when you see thousands and hundreds, in this case millions, of illegal immigrants coming in, none of them are vetted. We don't know what diseases they are bringing. We don't know what kind of criminal records they have. We don't know if those children are actually theirs. I already mentioned it, right? Over 400,000.
How long has that been going on? How long has that been going on?
It's been going on for a long time.
All of a sudden, you're worried about the disease in 2026?
We have to start at once. Someday we have to start.
The diseases are already in. They're already in. They're part of our culture.
My man, but my point is this. Just because everybody else has allowed this to happen doesn't mean that we're going to let it continue. We have to be the bad guys.
This is just a moment, and it'll all go back to just the normal.
Well, it'll stop when Trump is not president, probably.
Unmanageable. This is unmanageable.
Well, we got to do something. We can't just sit there and be like, "Oh my God!"
The Latinos got too much skin in the game.
Let me tell you, bro. Let me tell you this. We were doing just fine in the economy before almost 50 million illegal immigrants came into this country. We don't need.
I don't know why they did that. That was crazy. What that
I know,
did.
but now we got to be the bad guys. That's why they hate us.
Yeah, but don't you see that was done in a malicious way? Like that was ridiculous what he did.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what? So then Trump could come in and drop these laws because he wasn't going to be able to do this.
He can't drop the laws. He can only implement them.
Right. He wasn't going to be able to do it the way he was doing it unless something ridiculous happened, and something ridiculous did happen under Biden. That was like, we didn't know what the hell was going on. What was the point of that?
I know, man.
Who wants those kind of immigrants in here?
I know, but we weren't
having that problem the whole time.
But now, but that's the point, that they broke the water that was getting too full, and now we can't stop it. Everything's got to go. I still have hope that that some people can still get papers. I know it's going to get rough this year for illegal immigrants, but my oath is to protect this country and the American people, not foreigners, not even my Honduran people. We are to love our neighbor. If you want to speak about religion, we are to love our neighbor, and we are to love migrants. But you have to understand that a person that does not have a permission to migrate are not real migrants, not according to the laws that we have in place today. You know what Mexico's doing right now? They're deporting a bunch of Hondurans, my people.
Yeah,
it's horrible, bro.
I'm from Peru.
Well, there you go. So
my goddaughter just went to Peru and they just sent her back because her passport was 5 months. Like it was expiring in 6 months or something like that, where they sent her back. And she's a U.S. citizen. So there's a lot of that going on, and this is starting a wave of other countries as well.
Thank you, baby.
Right? Because listen, at the end of the day, do you know how much money USCIS is making right now? You know how much money they're
You know what? I haven't checked.
I mean, the money is not. That's why they digitized everything, and that all happened during COVID. That switch.
Yep. I believe. Yeah.
They're handling volume.
That's a good theory.
And enormous stuff.
Yep, I like that theory. I'm with you on that one, brother.
Yeah.
Right, but hey, thanks.
Watching your show, I feel a lot of your points.
No, man, thank you for calling. I'm telling you, I'm with you, brother, 100%. But we have to stick by the law. Okay. Hey, God bless you, man. Happy New Year. I wish you the best this year, my friend. Thanks for calling.
You got it.
All right. Peace out. Hey, who's calling? Thank you for calling. Happy New Year.
Hey man. Hey man, this is Michael. How are you?
Hey, Michael, what's going on?
Hey man, I wanted to point out a few things. I've been checking out your lives. I just subscribed tonight.
Oh, really? Oh,
Uh,
thanks, man.
I agree with a lot of what you're saying, but I need to kind of spit out some facts and maybe help
Yeah, yeah.
get the point across, because I think two things fold, and then I'll go and get off the phone with you. But is that whenever we have these debates, man, it seems like so many people in the chat and so many people calling in, they want to disprove you instead of just listening and maybe seeing where you're coming from,
That's
even
true.
if they don't agree with you. It's having ears open. And I want to point out something. Under Biden, we had all these immigrants. And first of all, let's start under the premise that we're not going to change English language. When illegal aliens came in, not undocumented immigrants. An immigrant is somebody who immigrates legally into a country.
Correct. Thank you.
Okay. So when an illegal alien comes into the country and the borders were left open, what happened was Democrat states were losing a bunch of seats. Okay.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they had white flight. They had a ton of white people. They had a ton of brown people of different shades
Yeah.
leaving these states and going to better states that have better taxes, better opportunities for jobs, better tax base. And what they did under the Democratic administration was they took the borders down. They let all of these quote unquote asylum seekers in, these illegal immigrants, and they let people sneak over, and then they put a dome over them, and they placed them strategically around the country in parts of in states where they were losing representative seats in Congress. And it was a ploy from the get-go. This isn't a conspiracy theory. It is a fact. Illinois, up in Chicago, Illinois lost seats. Chicago lost seats. Ohio lost seats, all for Democrats. And just so happens all of these illegal aliens and quote unquote asylum seekers went to these places so Democrats could get more seats. So that's number one. Let's start the premise with that.
Yeah.
And number two, and then I'll shut up and I'll get off here, is that, look, guys, it isn't rocket science. Okay, you're an immigrant. I was born here. You're an immigrant, man, and I love that you was able to come here and get your citizenship. I mean, you are what America's supposed to be. My grandparents were what America was supposed to be, right? Like, I'm proud of you. I'm glad that you're here.
Thank you,
These
brother.
people have a way to come here legally.
Yeah.
And once we get, and the other thing, and I'll shut up, the last part is you brought up something medical, and being in that field for a while, I want to point out something to you.
Yeah.
We have had an enormous uptick in tuberculosis in all types of the other one, I'm having a brain fart because it's so late where I'm at. We're like 4 a.m. here.
I know, man.
And different diseases that are readily cured with vaccinations that are really big in America.
Yeah.
Coming from third world countries that don't have these vaccinations.
Yeah.
And we don't live in a bubble. These diseases don't die because we get vaccinated. But what happens is the elderly, the immune suppressed, the immune weakened individuals, people with blood disorders, people with different types of health ailments that have depleted white blood cells in their body, cannot fight off these diseases.
Yeah.
And bringing all of these illegal aliens into our country has brought a massive uptick in tuberculosis, scarlet fever, all kinds of stuff. So, I mean, the fact of the matter is, libtards are going to be libtards. Keep doing your thing. Keep shining, baby. Wow. Trump 2028. Holla.
Let's go, baby. Thank you for calling, man. God bless you. Happy New Year. God damn. I'm glad he called because he said that better than I probably would. And I appreciate the experience on the medicine field. That's I'm telling you, he's 100% right. And I wish that you guys would understand that. Don't call in to try to disprove me or challenge me. Call in and give me your input. And if you disagree, that's okay. That was an amazing call. I hope you have a good rest of your day, brother. Get some rest, and happy New Year's to you and your family. Happy New Year's to everybody if you just come into my channel. Thanks for being here with me. If anybody else wants to call in, ask a question, okay. Utah coming in. All right, who's calling?
Oh, wow. I didn't realize you'd actually pick up. That's like
Yeah, this is not fake news, man.
Because there's that lag. So I'm like sitting here watching the video, and then I called, and you immediately picked up. I was like, "Oh, stop! That happened."
Man, this ain't CNN, man.
Yeah,
I'm just messing with you. Happy New Year, brother.
No, you're cool. I was in the Marine Corps, man. So like, I freaking
Let's go,
the
baby.
threshold by
Hoorah.
which I have. Hoorah! It's like, yeah. we're not the fucking Army or the Navy, but so we're just better than everybody else. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh my gosh, dude!
Like,
You're gonna get me in trouble.
So I've been listening to you just for basically the last hour. I really should be asleep, but sleep is for the weak. So
that's right. I'm here, bro. I'm away, bro.
There were some things. So when you were talking to the woman who seemed to be either drunk or I don't know, like I do understand because I'm of predominantly African descent.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, and I don't mean like, oh, my family immigrated here like 2 or 3 generations ago.
Yeah.
I have lineage from both the people who originally came on the ships.
Oh wow.
Like original colonists, but the vast majority of my lineage is the people who were enslaved. Right. And I'm also a historian. I'm about to get my master's in anticipatory.
Oh, nice. Man, come back, bro.
So
come
there's a whole
back.
bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, come back.
So I do understand what she was saying because I do think from a historical perspective. Now, I do agree with, like, for instance, the things that you were saying, prescription that should be utilized to solve today's problems, at least when it comes to, like, lower income neighborhoods, right? Like, because you have the hood, you have the barrio, you have the trailer parks.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
The commonality there is it's not just that people are poor, but it's that people are making a subset of decisions that are not optimal for growth.
Yeah.
But I will say there is, and you said something that I wanted to get some clarification on.
Yeah.
Like before I go into, so you said we have the same history. Like, what were you referring to?
Raped, slaved. Same.
Okay, so yes, like, and that's the history of the human race. So that, from a historical perspective, I understand.
That was very broad, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, that was.
Well, but I will say, so like from a historical perspective, it was a bit different with the Spaniards, right? Because the Spaniards would intermix with the local group. So people just like, yes, there was a rape, there was the slavery, like there was like a bunch of fucked up shit, effectively.
Yeah. Well,
but there was a greater. This is why Hondurans, right? And I've seen that. Like, this is the same thing in Brazil, right? Like, people are just Brazilian. They're not like white. They're not black.
Yeah,
they're
right.
Just, like, Brazilian.
That is correct.
Right.
Correct.
So, and I very, very much have the perspective that we're all just American. Yeah. I think it was like Theodore Roosevelt who pointed out like the idea of the hyphenated American.
Yeah.
And that shit irks the fuck out of me.
Yeah, I know a lot of Americans that don't use that word either.
Like what word?
African.
Well, so here's the thing. So I don't like that term, right? Because how do we define African American? Is the guy who, because like if a guy immigrates from Nigeria to here, we don't call him African American. We call him Nigerian American, right? So the reason that term was utilized for people like me is because there was a long part of our history where they didn't know, where both the government and the culture, the society overall, did not fucking want us here and did not know how to fucking deal with us. And so this is what I mean when I understand she was saying, like, oh, people are angry because they're like, anger is not a fucking excuse. Just like hope is not a strategy, anger is not an excuse. And so, but I do think that there is this socio-cultural wound that's effectively become...
Oh, wait, here. You're a historian. Sorry to cut you off. Can I say something before?
No, yeah, go for it.
All right.
Man, it's your show.
I know, but I like what you're saying because it's good information. So the reason why I say, I had a previous marriage. My first 2 kids, my older kids are black. They're mixed with black, okay? Mm-hmm. But the only reason why I mention is like here in America, we have the same history, okay? But in Africa, just like in Honduras, it's so weird. But in Honduras, they were sacrificing us
Oh yeah, dude. You said you were Mayan.
Yeah,
like that was entirely y'all's thing.
Yeah, and so
like human sacrifice.
Yeah, and they have rocks where they can expand our chest out, so they can cut their heart easier. I mean, it's crazy. So, what I want to point out is that what I have learned in some history, because I don't pretend to know all history. In some of the history that I have learned, well, I love that you are into history because I love that. I heard that there were some countries in Africa. Well, we already know that they still have slaves over there, but there was some countries in Africa.
I know what you're getting at.
Where their own African people were going to weaker tribes, making them slaves, and they will cut the pleasure part of the female, and they will cut their breast so they can feed, and it's crazy. They did all this brutality to their own people. We did our own brutality to our own people, and then we got these colonizers. You know, you got European English over here and French and all this other stuff, and then we got Spaniards and rape, stolen gold, etc. The difference is that here in the States, I think that if we learn to live as one mixed cultural country as we are, and just be American,
then it wouldn't be a mixed culture; it would be a singular culture.
It will be just a singular culture of everything.
Like we should, like the melting pot is what we should have.
Exactly.
But continue.
Exactly.
I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off.
I mean that's what I wanted to add. Just the native bad side of that history. We blame Spaniards, black people blame white Europeans, but in reality, our own people hated us, and you will be witness to this. I bet you if you have, I'll finish right here. I bet you that if you have friends, it's all good.
Clarifications that I have to.
Yeah, if you have friends and you hung out with their parents, most likely those parents will treat you better than your own. At least you will see it that way. Maybe?
Well, that's also because so on some level, yes.
Yeah, some level. Well, not everything.
That's also because your friends' parents don't have to put up with your bullshit.
Well,
so that's why.
So okay, look. So
like you understand what that is? Like,
look,
your son comes and he gets in so if you have like your kids, right, and they get in trouble with a friend, you're mad at your kids. You're not mad at the friend. You don't even give a shit if the friend is the one who got them in trouble.
Hey.
Like you're mad. You're like, why didn't you? Just like their parents. But like when the friend comes over, you're like, oh, hi, little Billy. Like, it's good to see you again. Unless it was some like egregious shit. Right. So like I do understand that, but that's more of an illusion, not a reality.
So let me make it clear without trying. I'm trying not to toot my own horn here, but so my mom raised me, right? My mom as far as I remember, I think in my whole life, I think she spanked me three times, maybe 2 times. And
you were probably a very well-behaved child,
brother.
Because I got my ass beat all the time.
She taught me respect for my elders. I woke up in the morning for school. I shined my shoes. I tucked my shirt in. I combed my hair.
Broke the rules.
But you know what? It's because she loved me so much. But I was always afraid of her. So I would tell you this. I would behave for my mom. My mom will do anything for me. By the way, I'm the last one, so I'm the baby for her. May she rest in peace. She's been gone for.
That's why you didn't get in trouble. Because I'm the oldest.
I'm gonna tell you what. I think
I'm in trouble because you're the baby.
I'd rather be in trouble than be neglected. Because after she left for 5 years, believe me, it was horrible for me. But anyway, so I will hang out with my friend. Right, I tell this story before. I hang out with my friend. He's Mexican, and I voted for Trump, so we're not friends anymore. For something happened there, but I would visit them. Now the parents were strict, but that was normal to me because that's how my mom was, you know. And so when I go and visit them, my father died when I was 4, so it felt so nice when I see them.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah, you know, it's life, right? But it feels so nice to.
My dad died when I was like 16, so.
At least you got to see some of that, right? You got some knowledge from him. But I would sit there, and I mean, the father was strict as well. But I thought, all you had to do was just make your bed. That's it. Just clean your room, do your homework. That's it. Dude, I had to do a lot more than that. But
Yeah,
you know,
no,
they
I can
will
empathize
call
with that.
back, and he will call his mom a bitch. It's like, what? You know, and it's just
Nah,
like, bro, that's your mom. Like, it was unbelievable to
punch in the
me.
face.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So I thought, wow, oh my God, these people, this like they were strict. I'm telling you, they were strict.
Mhm.
But I thought, man, this like, why can't I be their kid? It's a mom and dad. You know, that's
Well,
my mentality, right?
yeah,
This
yeah.
he has a mom and dad. What the hell is wrong with this guy?
Well, but again, just in the same way that their parents might treat you nicer because they don't have to put up with your bullshit.
Yeah.
You also, right? Because we're all adults here. So even though in the company of friends, parents might act nice, you, as your friend's friend, don't have to put up with his parents' bullshit.
All
Because
right.
you don't know what happens behind closed doors.
Now I'm going to
right?
finish my second half of that because now I'm a father.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
My kids' friends,
Mm-hmm.
listen to this. My kid's friend says, "Your dad is awesome." You know what my kids say?
What?
What do you think my kids say?
Probably like, no, he's not. Or like, maybe they say yes. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know your kids.
I know.
Like,
No,
they didn't say anything.
They say, I know. I know.
Oh, okay. So
Now,
that's good.
I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you something because the way that I think and the way that I was raised and the way that I suffer, everybody, we all have problems, right? I was one of those kids that if my mom took me to the high school and dropped me off, I'm one of those kids that will hug and kiss my mom and tell her, I love you. Thank you for dropping me off. Not like the Americans that have been raised by TV to where like, hey, be embarrassed. That's embarrassing. Your mom still hugs you? That's Hollywood.
Well, okay. Wait, hold on.
Right? Does that
back up?
That make sense?
Well, hold on. I understand what you're saying, but you're Honduran. You're Honduran American.
Yeah,
How old were you when you left Honduras?
13.
Okay, so you were 13, right? So you grew up in a different culture.
Yeah, I guess.
In America, the reason, I don't know if you understand why, but the reason that it's embarrassing is not because we don't love or care for our parents.
No, of course not.
The reason it's embarrassing, right? Because like I've lived in the Middle East for 5 years, like aside from being in the military, I just did it on my own.
Yeah.
Like I lived in Japan as a kid because my dad was in the Air Force. So there's just a different cultural paradigm, right? And so family, much like in South America, and the Middle East is also very big. And so I would have these conversations with like my Jordanian friends and Iraqi friends and stuff. And they would say, in effect, effectively what you just did is that we're not raised to love or respect our parents. It's not true. It's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
What it is at a very young age, we are raised to be independent. We are raised with this framework. It's like, hey, you are going to make decisions that impact the world around you. You need to understand how to navigate it as an adult. And so that's why you see kids who are like 14 or 15 driving, getting licenses, having jobs. Whereas in most other countries, like Honduras and something, you might help in your family's restaurant or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe if your family is going through a hard time, you might get a job. But largely your family takes care of you as a kid because they're like, oh, let them be kids. Whereas in America, the paradigm is different. So it's not that we don't love them. It's just that it's a different cultural aspect.
Well, and it's also but you also didn't call her a biatch.
Well, no, because I don't.
That's the difference.
Live.
That's the difference
Like,
when you disrespect your parents. So if you disrespect your parents and then you also get ashamed, that tells me you don't have a good relationship with your parents.
That's true, exactly. So, but I also want to back up to what you were saying. So, for like with the the enslavement in Africa and things like that. So, yes, it's definitely true. Look up, like there was a movie that came out some years ago called The Woman King. It's a movie that pissed me off because it made the Dohimi, which was this African imperial nation, look like the good guys, but they were one of the largest slave trading empires in Africa. But the clarification that I want to make, the thing that you said is not correct. You said they were selling their own people, right? And that's a problem that a lot of people, especially Americans, have. When you, like we as Americans have, like you look at Africa and you're like, oh yeah, it's all of Africa. It's like one big place. It's not.
It's a continent.
I mean, it's not at all. Like, and I know you, in the same way that if I was like, oh yeah, South America, all y'all speak Spanish, right? If you look at Suriname and Brazil, they would be pissed off if I said that. They're like, we don't speak Spanish, we speak Portuguese. And in Suriname, they speak fucking 4 different languages.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not that in Africa they were selling their own people. It's that they were tribal, but they had like nation states. They had this framework and this ideology where they're like, those people are different. They have different noses. They're a different skin tone. Fuck them. We're able to defeat them. We'll take them in. Now, that being said, Arabs bought slaves, Europeans bought slaves, Africans bought slaves, right? Arabs have done that basically up until like the modern age. Britain stopped. Now, Britain didn't stop out of some altruistic framework. In part, that was part of the excuse. It was like 10% of it.
Hey, be careful talking about
because of the money.
Be careful about talking about those guys, man.
I'm American. We fought a war. Like, I was in the Marine Corps. Fuck them. Like, I have British citizenship. Right? We won. Sucks to suck. Tracking. Like, but my point in that is there are a lot of things that were done in the history specifically of our country.
Yeah.
In a framework that's not accurate to the way that people articulate it, much in the way that you articulated it. You were like, oh, they were selling their own. Like, if you would have said to a Doheny, yeah, those people in the Congo, they're one of you. They would probably kill you on the spot. Because they're like, we don't look the same, we don't have the same culture.
Yeah, I see that.
Now,
I just don't know the exact name of the countries that did that or the tribes.
Well, no. Like, I'm not saying that you needed to know the exact name, but it's just that it's, to me, that is the aspect of ignorance. Much in the same way that people are like, America's one country. Now, we both know, right? Because I'm like an Ohioan and a Texan. And I've lived in California, lived in New York. We both know if you took a Californian, a Floridian, a Texan, and a New Yorker, and you put them all in the same room, they're either going to have a really great time or they're going to beat the shit out of each other. Because their culture is not the same. It's not. If you shoulder check somebody in Texas, that's I'm going to beat the shit out of you. We're about to fight. If you shoulder check somebody in New York, that's just walking on the street. Like, nobody's doing it on purpose. Right? And so the reason that I like bring this up is because when you're looking at a unified culture, there's a period and a point where that culture has amalgamated itself as a single thing. The problem that we have in our history that we're still trying to deal with is the fact that, because basically what a lot of people say today, which is, again, not even historically or economically accurate, but they'll say to individuals like me, well, it's good that you guys were enslaved, which is not a thing that you should say to a trained fucking killer, right?
Right.
Look, to keep my family out of slavery, it's going to get a little dark, but I would slaughter every man, woman, and child that are trying to enslave me and my people.
Yeah.
I don't fucking care who you are. Right? And by people, I don't just mean people of African descent. If people were trying to enslave Americans, all of y'all fucking die.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are, man, woman, child, you fucking die. Right? And I know that's not the most moral thing to do, but it is the most pragmatic. Now, the reason that I bring this up is because a lot of people are basically like, oh, yes, you fought the Civil War. Now you're free. That's your reward. But no, that's not entirely how that works. And on top of that, both in the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, World War I, the War of 1812, which was before World War I, before the Civil War as well. World War I, World War II, Vietnam, Korea. In almost all of those wars, we participated. And so my great uncle was in World War I, my great grandfather was in World War II, my grandfather was in Korea, my dad was in the Air Force during 9/11 and shit, and I was in the Marine Corps during the GWOT, the Global War on Terror. I did not deploy while I was in the Marine Corps, but after I got out of the Marine Corps, I went to the Middle East to help the Kurds fight ISIS for a little while, right? Because I joined the Marine Corps because I wanted to be a warrior. I wanted to fight. I wanted to deploy. I wanted to understand that world. So my family has been in the business of protecting the nation and being willing to lay down our lives in order to sacrifice for it for a very long time. But in each of those instances, right, a thing was articulated and promised to us, and then that thing was not given, right? Equal rights. I think with Ulysses S. Grant, he was a donkey, a plot of land, and $1,000 or $100, something like that, right?
Yeah.
So it's like when you have a group of people, right? And this doesn't even take into account like the Tuskegee experiment. We go on about World War II quite often. We're like, man, like World War II, that like 5 to 7 year period, depending on what country you were, the experimentations, like, totally agree. Very, very fucked up. But we have an issue within our own country acknowledging the fact that we did that to ourselves, right? I am in a position where I have to take accountability for my own government enslaving people, but then also have to acknowledge the fact that I was descended from some of those slaves. It's a weird position to put yourself in. So
let me ask you a question.
That's the first thing. The second thing is, even after all of that time, so from 1865 to 1964, 99 years. It took a century before we got any semblance of equal rights. Right? So my grandparents lived in a world, because I think, like, I don't know how you might be the same age. My grandparents lived in a world where the laws, and largely I agree, people should follow the laws. I sit in a morally gray area for certain things, because just because a thing is legal doesn't mean it's right. I do agree with like what's going on now, like the deportation. I don't agree with our international policy, but that's like a whole other fucking thing. I don't want to get on that, because most people don't have any understanding of that. They're not in the military. They don't understand geopolitical strategy, and they don't look 20 years ahead. So most of y'all in the comments, like, it's great. Like, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. But when it comes to domestic issues, most people are much more aware of it. So I'm just trying to like give you context to keep in mind, right? My grandfather lived in a world where if a person was able to pass as somebody who's European, that dude could beat the shit out of him in the middle of the fucking street, and everybody would stand around and fucking watch because everyone was a bitch and had no backbone to stop it. So from that point,
you know, my channel is so demonetized right now with that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't.
Yeah, well, until I get sponsors, you really can't say that many bad F bombs.
Okay, good to go. I'll be more professional. But my point is like, so you go a century. It took a century. It took a few hundred years before we were like, maybe the slavery thing is kind of bad. And then it took a century, right, for the culture and the society to even think about attempting to treat us like equals in the society, in the culture. And so my parents were born in 1967. I was born in 1987. So 3 years after the Civil Rights Act was passed, right? Like, because you know, shit, or things don't change overnight, right? So it doesn't matter that it was passed. These things persisted for a very long time. So only in a 20 years, or 3 years after that, 20 years and another 20 years, right? Only now are we starting to see a world, to some degree, where there's this aspect of equality that is much more apparent. Now, I very, very much hold, and this is what I was taught by my parents, you should not judge someone based on their ethnicity, right? Like, just like Martin Luther King said, right? The content of a person's character, not the color of their skin.
Correct.
That being said, I'm like, and I'm like emphatically against this. Like, anytime I see it, I speak out. I'm like, nah, why would you say that he cannot or can do a thing because he's white, or that you should or should not be able to speak a thing because you're of European descent? That being said, I don't feel sorry for anybody experiencing this, because in order for a society to understand one another, it has to at times be able to, or not at times, it has to, in all levels, be able to empathize with the other group, right? I am much more centerline, more conservative leaning, but predominantly libertarian. But even still, if I'm going to have a conversation with somebody who's very liberal, and the assumption for a lot of people, because of my skin color, I am very liberal, which I'm not, I still have to be able to empathize with them.
Sure.
And so and we're a very young nation. So there are some growing pains that we're going through right now that people think is unfair, which, yeah, true, completely unfair. Totally agree. But again, it sucks to suck. Like, we reap what we sow. I do think over time, this might change. But one of the things that I am also concerned with, and I don't know if you see the same thing, but I think and feel that overall, like disregarding the ethnicity thing, that we're just becoming more and more tribal. And we're having far fewer productive conversations. This is basically the only reason I call, right? It's the fact that I could have a productive conversation with you. And so, do you see us becoming more and more tribal? And do you think that is just an aspect of some of the people we've let in, or also a paradigm of America shifting overall?
Well, I believe that we should always be a country of laws. I don't know so much about tribal or anything like that, but I mean, in a way, I guess in a way it is, but it's more of a nationality, I think.
No, and I agree with that. But when you say country of laws, what do you mean? Because again, right, like I come from a background in lineage where laws were weaponized against me merely because of an immutable characteristic. Right? Just because a thing is a law doesn't mean it's moral. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, so that the reason why we should be a nation of laws is because for the same reason that every culture is different. You know, just like we talk about, you know, there's some states that are still allow 15-year-olds to marry and that's not pedophile, but many states consider that to be pedophilia. You know, some cultures allow for men to have 5 wives. You know, and some other states don't recognize that at all. So when it comes to those kind of moral or cultural or whatever type of belief, we need to have laws to keep order, because otherwise we're just going to be stepping all over each other. The biggest example I can give you is all the tribes that we had in the Americas, whether north, central, or south. I mean, we were all tribal and we were just killing each other. You know, there was nothing to keep us in order because we wanted to do whatever the hell we wanted to do. So tribal is not the way to go. I think that we should continue. I agree with that. Yeah, we should continue to believe in laws in order, because a law makes you protected from what I don't like from you to do, and it protects you from what I want to do that you don't want me to do. So that's where I'm at with that. It has to be a nation of laws. It should stay the same.
So I do agree that we should have like I agree we should have a unified culture, and that culture should be on the baseline of the paradigm.
And that should be fine. Yeah, that should be fine.
Right, of the Constitution. I will say that is because I used to be military police in the Marine Corps, so I have like a law enforcement background. I will say it is a common misconception that most people have.
You got 1 minute.
Laws protect you from a thing. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, you got 1 minute.
Okay, my bad. So that laws protect you from a thing. This is like the PSA at the end, then I guess. Laws don't protect you from anything, right? That's why we have some of the rights we have. That's why you have the Second Amendment, right? Because the law it just tells people what they're not supposed to do, right? And I do agree that on some level, that is a paradigm that we should hold. But I also think that we can't just blindly accept whatever law is put in front of us, right? Because there are a lot of laws that I bet if you and I went over the years, we'd be like, all right, that's like a stupid law. Like prohibition. Prohibition was a constitutional amendment. That's a stupid law. And I'm glad everybody broke it, right? Otherwise, we'd be a very different nation. We'd look a lot like the state that I currently live in, which is Utah. It's not very fun, but I digress. So, like, oh my God. Anyway, so I do agree. And I've talked to a lot of people outside the country, and they do say that like, the legalism is a part of our culture. Because the example of that is like, if there was a mob boss that everybody knew was a mob boss, and that guy killed some other dude's son, and so in revenge, that guy who had his son murdered kills the mob boss's son, who's also a gangster, Like, if there was no actual proof, even though we're all like, yeah, that dude's a mob boss, we would be like, but like the other guy broke the law. And I do think in some instances, like, that doesn't actually help us achieve justice. More so, it just helps people not freak out because it's difficult for them to navigate chaos. Right? And so, like, I think we should move towards a culture that is much more critical and insightful about whatever's put in front of it, as opposed to just saying, well, just follow whatever law is in front of you. Because eventually, if, for instance, if Democrats are in charge and they make a bunch of laws about hate speech or not having, like, your Second Amendment rights, a lot of us would not follow it. Right? So it's not necessarily just about the fact that a thing is a law. It's whether or not that more, like, that, like, whether or not a sort of American constitutional moral framework could be worked into it, such that we can all get along, even if we have different backgrounds or different cultural origins or things like that. Because, like, I'm American through and through. I'm not like you. I'm not an immigrant. Like, I didn't have a choice. I didn't need a choice. I would still choose this, but, like, I didn't have to take a test. Like, it's by nature of my existence. I'm kick ass by being American. But like, does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm with you, 100%.
It was a great conversation too.
Happy New Year.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. Happy New Year to you too.
Thanks for calling, brother. Take it easy. Happy New Year, everybody, if you're joining. We are at the end of our live. The wife says that she needs some warmth in bed. She brought me plenty of coffee to stay here and chat with you guys. The family was very loud in the house, so I had to do my live in my mobile office. So I thank every single one of you guys for being here with me today. Happy New Year again to every single one of you guys. Does anybody have any other questions, or you want to leave that for another day? Robert, you still here? Dang. Brian's still here too? Oh my goodness. I thought only Sandra was here. My new member, Sandra. You're fired. We can, I read you saying that you took up weaving. Guys, I got to give everybody a chance. I don't like to be rude with people on the phone. I know I should keep a 5-minute. I have a 5-minute rule. I just never follow it because I like to feel people like they have the time to express themselves. The only time that I will cut somebody off is like if we're just starting to argue and there's no point to continue with the conversation. Robert, I haven't seen you since last year, brother. Oh man, that's right. Happy New Year. Thank you, Sandra. Hey guys, if you have become members to my channel, thank you so much for your support. I hope that every day that you come in here, you get to see me, see a little bit more about me, so that you can see. It's okay, don't worry about it, brother. So that you can learn to see why I think the way I think. I love history, so that's why I let him talk more. But you know, I like that stuff, and I know I made it boring for some of you guys in here, but you know, this whole thing that I think a lot of people on the left, and maybe most people will never understand, is that the decisions that I have for following laws and wanting laws to be implemented is because I have experienced a lot of chaos, disorder, violence, and you know, criminal activities around me and all this stuff, you know, since I was a kid. And I think if it wasn't for laws, we will lose this country completely. And so we can't just say we're going to accept these laws and we're going to reject these other laws. That's not how it works. We can't pick the laws to follow, and we can't pick the laws that we're not going to follow. In the same way, it's if you have a spiritual background, you know, you make better choices, because now you're talking about you're following the law, but then you have moral laws as well. At least that's what I call them. And one of them is, you know, I know that I can drink everything that I want to drink. Anything. I know that I can go and sleep with any woman out there. I know that. I know that I can do any type of drug that I want, right? Whether it's legal or not, I will say the law helps me to stay away from that because I know trouble is going to punish me. But spiritually speaking, I don't want to cheat on my wife because I'm fearful of God. I don't want to go do drugs because it's harmful to my body. And I'm not going to go over there and just get alcohol poisoning out of nowhere. So in my case, I feel that it all brings balance and order into my life. And so whether you think something is fun to do or not, I think laws help. But what also helps even more, it's a spiritual life. Now, I believe in God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I believe that he had sent Jesus Christ, his only begotten son, God made into man 100%, born of the Virgin Mary, that he died on the cross for my sins, and he raised him from the dead on the third day. And when he ascended back to heaven, he gave us the Holy Spirit so that we can continue to see God and have a relationship with him. A lot of people pretend to be Christians and they think that I'm being hateful because I follow the law and I believe on legal immigration only. I believe that immigration reform should be done with certain people, but it doesn't happen from night to morning, and it may be impossible. But one of the things that we do know is that we have a law against illegal migration. And the fact that we have those is not just because we don't like migrants. As people always point out, Ecclesiastes or Leviticus, they point out Leviticus about the foreigners, about loving the migrant, about welcoming them, and all this other stuff. But what they don't understand is that there is an immorality in illegal immigration, because the law for legal migration is not just there because we don't like people. It's there because in order for somebody to come to this country legally, they have to be vetted. What does that mean? Well, they got to have a criminal background check. If you're a child, you have no criminal background check, but you got to have your vaccinations in order. You got to be able to show that you're coming to this country to help make this country better and not to depend on the government. That's not the kind of people that we want in this country. My mother had to show our health history, vaccinations, x-rays. She had to show that we can be in this country without being on food stamps, no SNAP, that she will be able to pay for health insurance. And that is the difference. You got to be able to do it the right way. Now, that is not the only reason. Another reason is when people come here illegally, most of the time they sell everything that they do own. Even if they don't own anything, they will sell everything that they have. They will use all of their life savings to be able to come here illegally. And at the end of the day, highest chance is they're going to be deported eventually. The longer they wait to get deported or to go back to their country, the more chances they will have that they will get a girl pregnant, or that they will get pregnant, that they will have children. And then there'll be a decade and 2 decades, and those children grow, and maybe they get married and they have other children, which now are actually American citizens. But those grandparents never became citizens, and when they get found out, they get deported. We cannot play that game. My throat hurts because of being outside. We cannot play that game, and we have to respect the law. When people bring religion into illegal immigration, they can never debunk me, because my belief in God says that I'm supposed to respect the law of the land. It also says to give Caesar what's Caesar's and to God's what's God's. And that's where I am at with all that information. I want to say, guys, if you have been with me this long, I want to say thank you so much. I hope that I was able to answer some questions. I want to thank you guys for calling in. And guys, God bless you. God bless your family. Happy 2026. We are praying that we're going to see some changes for the better of our country. Let's keep reaching out to do better each day. With that being said, thank you so much. You all have a good night.